As the month of May begins, the hills of Karnali province in Nepal start to turn lush green. While the fields and the villages prepare for plowing, a different kind of preparation begins in the mountain settlements. Herders gear up to take their cattle, buffaloes, sheep, and goats far above the village into the alpine pastures known locally as lek. This seasonal migration, locally referred to as lek charne, grazing the highlands, is more than a search for fresh fodder. It is a way of life that embodies tradition, self-reliance, cultural rhythm, and harmony with nature. Preparations for the journey begin weeks in advance. Temporary shelters are reinforced with stone and wood. Tools are sharpened. Buckets for milk, containers for ghee, tarpaulin for shelter, and all essentials for the long months in the highlands are carefully gathered. As the ascent begins, the scenery transforms. Rolling green meadows, hillsides dotted with wildflowers, sparkling rivulets, and the distant shine of snow peaks welcome the travelers. Every bend in the trail holds memories passed down through generations. This is the same path once walked by ancestors, where knowledge of nature was not taught in classrooms, but learned through footsteps and seasons. Once the high pastures are reached, a new rhythm of life begins. With sunrise, the animals are guided out to graze across vast alpine plains, steep cliffs, and through patches of untouched forest. Grazing continues until dusk. Life inside the stone huts is equally demanding. Milk is collected and churned into ghee. Firewood is gathered. Water is fetched from distant springs. Sick animals are tended with local herbs and deep observation. Each shelter, built with rugged stones and thatched with tarpaulin or bamboo mats, serves as both home and workplace. Rain lashes the roof. Cold winds cut through the cracks, but every challenge is endured with quiet determination. This life in the lek is not just about labor, it's about reflection, solitude, and connection. The vast sky becomes the roof, birdsong the morning alarm, and the breath of the cattle a living heartbeat of the mountains. Here, humans and nature exist not in dominance, but in balance. One must know which plants nourish and which are poisonous, how to predict weather from wind patterns, and how to read the body language of the livestock. It's a silent knowledge, passed down without books. The Highland culture is deeply communal. Herding is a shared responsibility. Herders cook together, watch each other's animals, and alternate nights at the shelter. In the evenings, they gather by the fire to share stories. These stories aren't just entertainment, they are oral archives. They speak of ancient trade routes to Tibet, of snowstorms that lasted days, of wild predators lurking in the dark, and of old friendships forged in isolation. Such shared experiences foster a spirit of mutual trust and collective identity. The mountains teach not just how to survive, but how to support and understand one another. From the seasonal labor emerges the products that sustain mountain economies: ghee, cheese, milk, and traditional dried goods. These are not only nutritious, but prized in markets for their purity and quality. The Highland Pastures allow lower farmlands to rest during the monsoon, promote ecological balance, and ensure that livestock receive diverse and nutritious forage. This interdependence between land, people, and animals defines the resilience of rural life. Life in the Lek is beautiful but perilous. Landslides, lightning storms, wild animal attacks, and the fear of lost livestock are part of the daily reality. The remoteness means help is rarely immediate. Additionally, the effects of climate change are being felt deeply. Less snowfall, drier pastures, spread of invasive plants, and unpredictable weather patterns threaten this old-age system. With increasing access to education and jobs elsewhere, fewer youth now choose this path. But this does not spell the end. It signals a shift. With innovation and support, this tradition can evolve. If linked with ecotourism, sustainable livestock industries, and proper infrastructure, the Lek system can provide stable income as well as preserve a unique heritage. Investments in dairy processing, organic certification, and cultural tourism could reframe this tradition for the future. The journey to the Lek is not just a seasonal migration, it is a way of being. It teaches discipline, humility, patience, and a reverence for nature. Over 4 months, herders learn not only how to care for animals, but how to listen to silence, how to read the land, and how to live in harmony with uncertainty. This is not the story of a single person. It is the collective narrative of a people who have walked the earth with quiet grace. The Lek is not just a place, it is a practice, a living tradition passed from hands to hands, steps to steps, season after season.